and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. I'm sure many of you probably came over from my Instagram, so you probably already have an idea of who I am and why I am here. If you are new, my name is Jasmine. I was bit by a tick in January of 2016, and I was diagnosed with Lyme disease about a year ago. I am here today because a year later, I am just now finding a treatment that is both cost and time efficient and that actually works. So I'm just going to be going into my journey with that and how it's been so far. So I'm just going to jump right in. On March 20th was my first appointment with this doctor. Before going to this appointment, I knew that most people usually start the treatment on the first day. The treatment that I'm doing is called low-level laser therapy, also known as cold laser therapy. A really popular clinic that does the treatment is called the Lyme Laser Center of New England. That is not where I go, but it's the same idea. They have really good information on their website. Lyme brain. So on March 20th, I went to my first doctor's appointment. I had already told him that any treatment that I've tried prior that worked has caused me to have really bad Herxheimer reaction. If you're not familiar with the Herxheimer reaction, it is when you kill off the bacteria and your body can't handle the toxins that they produce, and you get worse before you get better, essentially. A Herxheimer is technically a good thing. It does not feel good, especially for me. Mine were always really bad. They lasted long. I had seizures, so my doctor was aware of that. So instead of just jumping right into the laser, the first session, he did muscle testing, which is hard to explain, just like the laser is. But through muscle testing, he found that I had low stomach acid, which was causing malabsorption. That meant that every supplement that I had been spending money on and spending time taking was not working because my body could not absorb it. So he gave me something for malabsorption. He also found that I was having adrenal fatigue, so he gave me something for that. He said that that would be affecting my liver and my kidneys, which obviously affects detoxing. So after we went through all of that, my next appointment was about a week later. I had to be on the stomach acid supplement at least 3 days before starting anything else so that I would actually be able to absorb it. So I started the adrenal supplement, like I said, 3 days after the stomach supplement, and I started to feel really, really good. I was really excited. I was already excited just from speaking to my doctor and learning about the treatment. I have complete faith in him. But I was excited to start feeling better. Obviously, I wasn't like better. I wasn't back to my pre-Lyme self. I wasn't. I was still facing a lot of symptoms, but my fatigue, which is my biggest symptom, was improved. However, at my second appointment, he did more muscle testing. He found that I needed selenium, which is something that affects the detox pathways. I'm not too familiar with the anatomy of the detox pathways, but I know that they're called pathways for a reason, and there's different steps that basically the toxins have to go through on this path, and everything has to work together or not at all. So I needed selenium because I have a MT, and I'm gonna check my notes because I always mess this up. MTHFR mutation, which I actually tested negative for last year, so that's fun. But my doctor found that I had this mutation and that I needed 5-MTH folate, which is activated folic acid. But in order to be able to handle that, I needed the selenium. So he put me on those two things, and I started feeling poopy again. So he did warn me that the body can have a hard time with the 5-MTH folate, especially if you're super sensitive like I am. I'm sensitive to everything. I have EMF sensitivity. I'm just sensitive to everything. I'm hoping that it'll be better now that we're working on my liver. But yeah, so I switched to doing that every other day until my sorry, technical difficulties. until my second appointment, or that was my second appointment, until my third appointment, which was the actual laser. So during the actual laser treatment, he did more muscle testing. He found that I have 14 strains of Lyme, which sounds like a lot, but most people have that he treats have 15 to 30, and the record is 30. So I'm doing all right with my 14. I also have co-infections, which we didn't get to yet. We'll get to that after we get through the first stage of Lyme. He found the 14 strains in my brain, kidneys, heart, and I want to say liver and pancreas. I know those first three things for sure, but I don't remember the other 2 or 3 organs that he found it in. And he didn't check joints or anything because he said that that more so happened with the second stage in the co-infections. So we're going to be doing that next. I already was diagnosed with Q fever. I always mess this up. Mycoplasma pneumoniae, Bartonella, Babesia, and I had systematic candida, which is not technically a co-infection, but the Lyme allows that to thrive, as well as crazy Epstein-Barr numbers. Positive is over 29. My number is in the 200s. So that's actually how I knew I had Lyme. I can also get into that if you guys want to know, because my doctor told me that it was Epstein-Barr, and I said, oh, well, how come my numbers are so high? And he's like, oh, it's just the Epstein-Barr. No, it wasn't just the Epstein-Barr. It was because the Lyme allowed the Epstein-Barr to thrive. Anyway, so yeah, they lasered my brain, they lasered my heart, my liver, and those other places I mentioned. It doesn't hurt. It's not dangerous. I was starting to get a little weak during the treatment. As I said, I'm very sensitive, so he was giving me supplements as we went. He gave me a B12, and he gave me something called Total Brain. I'm not sure of exactly what was in it, but it worked. So yeah, that was my first appointment. That's my low-level laser therapy so far. Basically the way that my doctor explained it is that there are 3 stages of Lyme. The first stage you can compare to a caterpillar. The second stage you would compare to the caterpillar in the cocoon. And the third stage would be the butterfly. So that will explain why I only have to get lasered for the first and second stages. The second stage he compares to the cocoon because there's something called a biofilm, which is why antibiotics often don't work for Lyme. They cannot penetrate the biofilm. So if we get rid of the first stage and the second stage, we get rid of all the caterpillars, there cannot be any butterflies. So that's what we're going to do. And like I said, the co-infections are going to be included in the second stage of lasering. The laser basically just sends frequencies that the Lyme cannot handle, and it shakes them up and they die. That's really the simplest way to explain it. I don't really understand it beyond that, but you can look on YouTube. It works the same as a PEMF or rife. So if you look up like how does rife therapy affect Lyme disease, you'll see videos of like literally bacteria like they literally just, they can't handle it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm really excited. If you guys have any questions, I know I went through that really fast. This is like my 5th time recording this because I'm not good at this. I'm not a YouTuber. This is my first video, and I usually do IGTV, and it's much easier for me. I don't know, it just feels less informal. It feels like my audience is smaller. There's less pressure. So please leave feedback. And that's not just my little like, comment, subscribe. Like, no, that's not a plug. I really want feedback because like I said, this is my first time doing this and I want to know how I did. If I talk too fast, I know it looks like I'm not looking at the camera because I'm using my front facing camera and I have to look at myself and not the camera. Otherwise, when I go back and edit this, I'm going to want to re-record it like I've already done like 5 times, and now I'm rambling. So please leave questions, comments, anything below. Now here's the plug. If you like this video, please like this video. If you want to know what's going to happen with my stage 2 treatment and what other co-infections they're going to find, because they already started finding stuff I didn't know about, like Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I didn't know that was in here. So, yeah, if you can also send me a message on Instagram. I'll leave all my social media below. You can check out my website. I'm an open book. I love talking to everyone. This is why I started blogging, to raise awareness and to encourage advocacy, because if I wasn't able to be an advocate for myself and if I didn't have my husband to help me with that, I probably would still not even have a diagnosis. So I try to be super, like I said, an open book and down to earth. So if you guys need anything, if you just got diagnosed, if you've been diagnosed and you just need someone to talk to, I am here. I'm gonna stop talking now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be back soon.